Hi, Flosstube. Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, January 30th. So we are almost done with January. This month has seemed like it's taken a long time to get all the way through. I'm Helen D. Thank you for joining me today, or whenever you happen to be watching. January used to be my slow time. September would come and school would start, and it's also my son's birthday, and then that leads right into getting ready for the fall. There's always a bunch of fun fall activities because the weather's nice, Halloween, holidays, and then by the time January hit, it was like, okay, got a little breather. January, February, March, they're cold, they're sloppy, no one wants to do anything. Nope. That's gone. As my son has gotten older, he's had more opportunity to do more things. So now January was crazy busy. We had some snow days. Last week we had Monday off for Martin Luther King Day. Tuesday was a professional development day. But Tuesday night, because the schools were open, we still had band practice for their concert on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday was the geology bee during the day. He was in that, so I went to that. I'm a little phlegmy today, I'm sorry. Came in second in that, so that was fun. After school was musical rehearsal. They're doing Willy Wonka Jr. Came home, shoved a sandwich in him, went directly to the band concert. To then 8 o'clock the next morning, get up for chorus practice. I had my bonus visual field eye exam. Those are always a good time. So it was just, it's been one thing after another. So it's been busy. The musical's mid-February, so maybe the end of February will settle. Maybe it won't. We'll just see what happens. I do have quite a bit to show, even though we have been busy. I stitch in the evenings every evening, so you know, I've got a couple hours probably every evening that I stitch, and then sometimes during the day. Usually I get another hour in, either after school when he gets home and we're kind of just relaxing for a bit, or midday. So I have plenty to show. We'll get to it. I have some FFOs, a few different whips. Yeah, we'll just jump in. So first up, we'll do the older FFO. This piece I finished, and it's probably gonna be very sunny. Every other time I filmed this year, it's been like overcast and gray, but today it's bright and sunny. This is Pretty Little Paris from Satsuma Street. Stitched on 14 count, Picture This Plus Mirage. In a basic white frame. This is that one I got at AC Moore, and when I realized they were going out of business, I had to go up and get some more of these 10 by 10 frames because they fit perfect. So I got that one finally put together. So now I have Paris done and DC, and I need to figure out which one I'm doing next. I bought frames. I have six frames. So when the time comes, 6 years from now when I get them done, they will all match. So I've got that one finished. And then the other thing, this is kind of, you know, I'm just gonna show you what I did because it all runs together. I've been trying to get through my whip pile. Not through, I've been trying to check a few things off my whip pile during the month of January and the beginning of February. And I kind of set a goal for myself of my birthday is February 13th. New big start on my birthday. I've done some smaller new starts, new big start on my birthday. So I was working on my whip stuff and I picked back up Hands-On Design Year in Celebrations, which I only brought the finishes, not the chart. Last year I got part of May done, and then I did Mania, and they got put aside and I never pulled them back out because then I got so behind that I didn't want to skip some. I don't know, they just never got pulled back out. So my sister Donna started doing them, this year. I think she started with January. She'd done October last year, and then she started with January. And she kind of inspired me to pull mine back out. I am now done. They stitch up very fast. They're small, and that's basically what I've been working on. So when you've got these small designs and they're getting all your attention, they do go very fast. So I think last time I had shown you through June. This is how I'm finishing them, which is how Priscilla has finished hers on the little drawer thing from Hobby Lobby. I got a magnet on there, washer on there, and I can just swap them out. So that's my finish. You can tie bows and stuff to the top if you so choose. So, July, August. Oh, I didn't bring Donna's down. I finished a couple of Donna's for her too. September, which we'll talk about. October. November. December. So Donna had, I think, 2 or 3 finished, and I FFO'd those for her while I was doing mine. So September, my September looks very different. I went rogue for September. The original design is school themed, back to school themed, but I wanted something just more generic. But I still wanted it to be Kathy's design. So I went on her website, thehandsondesign.biz, and I was looking through her charts, and I have 1,000 of them, but I thought, oh, this way I can see them all in one place. And she had one on there I'd never seen, and it had squirrels on it. So I'm like, well, you can order it from her directly. But I Googled it just to see, like, oh, is that one that's available in stores? I've never seen it. And it came up that it was originally in an old cross stitch and needlework magazine. So she has then kind of tweaked it and re-released it. And the cover of the magazine, I was like, I have that magazine. Or Donna has that magazine. One of us has that magazine. Donna had that magazine. So it was in this one. This is November 2013. And the original chart was done like an acorn. And she's now tweaked it a little. She changed the squirrels up a little bit. So I took the elements from that. There's the squirrel, there's the acorns. I did have to do my own little basket of apples. The September is the same from the other charts. So I just kind of tweaked it to make it what I was looking for. So those are done. And they're off the whip list. Donna's still working on hers. One thing I did do that Vonna has suggested, the Twisted Stitcher in her videos, if you have a whole series and you know you're finishing them the same, I took one day and I just finished cutting out the 2 different sizes of sticky board or mat board. I've been using, AC Moore was my sticky board supplier and I can't get it there anymore, so I've kind of switched to mat board and stitchery tape, because you don't need that much. I mean, if you have, I put batting on under here, so I just need a little tiny piece of stitchery tape to kind of hold it on there, and then when I glue it in the back, it all stays put. So I cut all my pieces so that now when we finish them, they're all cut and ready to go. Then I did like all the polka dots. And I like to kind of sew the edges up on the back so that it gets you nice tight edges. So I did all the polka dots. I think I did 9 squares of polka dots. That took a while. And then I did the stitched pieces, sewed up the edges on those. Then I went in and found the fabric to use behind them. So they were a multi-step process, but they're done, so I can just pull them out. So I got those done. I also worked on other things, just not like a little bit. So I've mentioned before that my stitching group that I'm in, my local group, oh, and my chart's upstairs. we are doing Our Lasting Friendship by Blackbird Designs. Cheryl had taken a picture to stick in her bag. So I know you can't really see that in my charts upstairs. So we're doing this as a round robin piece, and what we did is everyone did the center border themselves and the words, and then we're passing it around and doing the motifs around the edges and putting our initials in. So I had Cheryl's. We've met sometime in January and swapped pieces, and I got Cheryl's. So she's using Picture This Plus Legacy, which is the called for fabric, but she changed her colors. She's using all color and cotton. So we've passed these. I was the third person to work on hers. So we've passed them 3 times, and that's where we're at. So when I got it, the top was done, like all this was done. And on the other 2 that I've done this basket, I've done that bird, I've done this bird, I've done over here. Like, I need to do something different. I'm gonna do the bottom. So I moved down to the bottom, and I did the tree and the birds and the little dogs and these flowers, and then put my initials in. I think I did these doodads too, because I was over there. So that looks good. I love her colors. She chose, the blue is Old Penny from Color and Cotton. It's a really cool blue. I like it. So I'm ready to give that back to her when we meet in February. I kind of pulled that out first thing because I just wanted to get it, when we switch, I like to get it done. So I know I'm good to go for the next one. And the other 2 that I did were on linen, and the rest of them are on Aida, because there's a couple of us that are Aida stitchers. So people, even though they normally don't stitch on Aida, they did this one on Aida. Whew, that one went so much quicker. I was like, oh, Cheryl, I can't wait to have my Aida back. Oh, I grabbed the wrong bag. I've been working on my, I don't know how to pause on this, so I can't. I've been working on Raven. Nora Corbett's Raven, which is part of Cobweb Corner's Bewitching Pixies sale that she's doing, Carla's doing. So I try and work on that every Monday. I will have to show you my progress next time. But I'm just working on her dress. It was like big chunks of black and some purple. So I did pull that out both Mondays and worked on that. And I thought it was in the Halloween bag, but I don't label them. So that Halloween bag was Scary Apothecary, which I have not worked on. So I worked on Raven. Another piece that I pulled out because I've been itching to work on it, I'd really like to see some progress on it this year, is Bothy Threads Cut Through Haunted House. I had started this, it's been well over a year since I worked on it. So I did this room, and I was down on this branch. So I pulled it out and I pulled that branch down some more, and then I was working on a column and I was like, the stitches don't look very good in this. Normally I do all the back stitching at the end on these, but I just thought I better backstitch something and see if it distracts me from the stitching before I figure out if I want to really go on. So here's the problem. It's not the kit's problem, it's my problem. All of this like yellow and the blue, that's kind of the wallpaper. The chart calls for that to be done in 1 thread. But because I switched the fabric out, the original fabric is a light blue. Looks white in here, but it was a light blue. I switched it to Picture This Plus Haunted because I wanted it spooky. All well and good, except you could, when one thread wasn't enough coverage. So I said, well, I'm just gonna do them in 2. It's a little tight. It's a little tight in there. So I think the back stitching distracts enough from the sloppiness. So I think I was talking to Barbie and Misty, and I'm like, do I have to start this again? Like, I really don't want to. And they suggest just look at it for a while. Just set it aside and look at it and see what you think. And with that backstitched, I think it will be okay. So I'm gonna carry forth. Like I said, I didn't do that much. I pulled the tree down a little, and then I was working on this column right here to go into the second room. So I'm gonna leave it on the Q-snap and hopefully just do a little bit every once in a while. If I can plug away once a week for an hour, that one you would notice a difference. So there's that one. Then I was itching for a new start. Even though I said just do stuff for 6 weeks. This one had been calling my name, and it's very small. I knew it would be pretty quick, so I caved. So this is, oops, Heart and Hand Winter Medley. I bought these last year, and I don't even remember when, but I know that I ordered the button packs from just another button company. So I'm ready to go. But I wanted to change the colors up. So I've just been kind of tweaking colors as I go, and I will put them on my Instagram when I'm done. I'm also using fewer colors. Like, it called for a lot of colors, and I'm just kind of condensing. So it's still in my Q-snap. So I haven't done the border, but I'm down on those bottom words. And then I need to decide what color to do the border. I left the red out. I don't have a lot of red in my house. Although the reason I wanted to do this one now is I know it will fit on that giant snowman that I did the caterpillar cross stitch piece on. It will fit right on there. His hat is red, so I could have left the red. I'm not big on red. So I don't know what color the border will be. Will probably be green. Let's see. I'm getting close, so I'll have to make a decision. Picking colors is hard. It takes me forever to kind of decide what I want to do. So that's what I've been working on, which seems like a lot of things now that you pull it out. Plans, finish that winter medley, and then Scary Apothecary, I cannot say that word. I have 3 done, not fully finished, but stitched. I think I had mentioned I bought this big, it says welcome, and they're in like potion bottles, the letters, and my plan is to make them in the shape that Kathy has the template for with the triangle bottom and hang them from that. I think I need 5. So if I get 2 more done, then I can kind of measure and see will I actually need 6 or do I need 5. So the plan is finish winter medley, try and bust those 2 out before my birthday because they're whips and new starts. I'm doing the one with the cats. I think it's Cauldron Cleaner, and the one with the snail slime. Those are the other 2. And then if I need more than that, I have them because I bought all of them. I'll figure out which one I want to do when the time comes. So that's plans. Haul. I've been trying to be very good and work on my whips and not do a lot of buying of things. But I do have some things to share. I had to do an Amazon order for something, and I threw on the little, these are the 2020 charms. It's a bag of 100. That's 100. I was going to say it might be 150. It's 100. It's way more than I'll use, so I'll share these with my stitching group. So they're just, they say 2020. And I like to put these on ornaments so I know what year I made them. I also picked up some Lady Dot pom-pom trim, the mini pom trim. Lindy Stitches has a great video on how to use this. You can take it off the binding so that it's just what she calls the naked palms, and then just kind of whip stitch them around your smalls. I can't wait to try these because getting the tails of things figured out is always an issue. So I'm very excited about trying those. Then one day I was running errands and I felt the pull to go to Goodwill. I hadn't been in a while. It's right up by my house. So Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, the cat's drinking my water. As if I poured it just for her. She has water. No. Mine tastes better. She went to a Goodwill when she was visiting family over Christmas, and she found a fully finished and framed Mirabilia. I think it was like $8 or something. So I felt this pull. I want to stop in Goodwill. Maybe this will be the day that I find a fully finished Mira. Pull into Goodwill. Walk over to like the craft aisle, and I see this. And I was like, what? My Goodwill does not usually have that much stuff. You might find a random magazine. I found a few things, but never a stack of Mira charts. So I grabbed said stack. And then like the magazine holder things is where they put their charts. They're like full. So I'm like guarding my charts. There's not even anyone else in there. Trying to go through all those. Those were more older charts. There was a ton of Precious Moments. There were a ton of Lavender and Lace. I left those. P. Buckley Moss. Like there were a lot of older charts. So I grabbed all the Miras. No, there was no Lady of the Flag. There was no kids building sandcastles, whatever that one is that people like. These are older charts. There were 8 of them. They were $1 each. There are nothing here that I will stitch. They're just not my thing. I love Miras, but these are the older ones and they're just not my thing. So, but I wasn't gonna leave them there. So they came home with me because I know you guys might want them. So there was one in there. There was one, so they're from the 90s. There was one in there that I knew was a coveted chart. That goes for way more than it should on eBay. So I was messaging with Julie and I said, yeah. So I went in and I found all these charts. I said, do you have a Mira unicorn? Because, you know, it might have been one of these old ones for all I know that you can't get. And she's like, oh, you know, just Sleeping Beauty like everyone else in the world. So I sent her a picture of it because that was the one chart. And I said, well, send me your address because she's on her way. So that one has gone to Julie, who's very excited. And I knew she would actually stitch it. Like she's got a couple going already and she's already planning for it. Another one of the girls in my stitch group stitches Miras and I showed them to her. So she has picked one. I'm not giving these away quite yet because I want to let her actually look at them. She wasn't able to make it to our next, but I'll just show you what they are. I highly doubt anyone's unicorn is in here. And then we will do a giveaway in a bit. So it was Elizabeth in the Lavender Sky. This one I've seen, My Lady's Garden, who to me looks like she's playing golf, but she's digging. Rose Celebration, Fairy Tales, and Millennium Angel. And these aren't even, like the seal's not even broken. Sleeping Beauty had been opened, and one of these other ones has been opened, but pristine, $1. So we will do a giveaway for those in the future because I have a different giveaway for you today. Carla from Cobweb Corner, I've been working with Carla and she does giveaways. She sends me a couple charts for you guys and then she lets me pick out a couple charts for me. She has another stitch along coming up. So she's done the Bewitching Pixies. That one's on, they're all ongoing. That one started, I think in October, no, December. Mine won't be done for a long time. So Bewitching Pixies, Sweeping Cobwebs, the Prairie Schooler, which I still need to get back to, and that might have been her first one. She's done some other smaller ones with her groups. So she's doing another big one for Cottage Garden Samplings, the Songbird's Garden. So there's 12 charts, and she likes to do these that have multiple charts so that everyone's not stitching the exact same thing, but then you get to see all the charts in the series. So her goal is that someone will be stitching all of the charts. And she has a Facebook page, so if you join the page, you get to see, do they make color changes? What fabrics did they use? Ooh, that one's really nice in person. It doesn't look like it's on, on the picture. I know with the Bewitching Pixies, I'm doing Raven, my sister's doing Gwen, someone just finished theirs, and now they're gonna start another one. So it's been really cool to kind of see all the different ones, because then you work on yours and you're like, I really like that one too. Maybe when I'm done, I'll start a second one. Maybe when I'm done in 5 years, I'll start a second one. So the Songbird's Garden, she just announced it on her Flosstube channel, and I'll put all the links below. She has a Facebook page set up for it. On the Facebook group, I know she has a discount code for you can get one of the charts that you want to do. She also always has, if you're a first-time customer, if you use Welcome CC, it's 20% off if you're interested. So she sent me 2 to give to you guys. They're still in their plastic. So Simplicity and Wisdom. Now, I believe she's starting this in mid-ish February. She'll have all the information on the Facebook page. So if you're interested in stitching one of these, I'll give them away in my next video, which is typically 2 weeks. Don't say giveaway, be over 18 so you can legally give me your address, and then just say I would like to stitch Simplicity, or I would like to stitch Wisdom, I would like to stitch Simplicity or Wisdom, and I'll do the random number and we'll pick a winner. How big are these? 159 by 159. They use weeks, about 16. Wisdom is about 16. Simplicity looks like it's a little less. And there is a DMC conversion. So I won't be joining in this stitch along. I got too much else going on right now, and I'm really excited about my birthday start. So I'm doing that Emma Congdon piece from Cross Stitcher. So I have those to give away to you. And then she sent me Heart and Hand, Land of the Free. This one's tiny. This is like a one-nighter. Perfect. Perfect. Because then you're like, I gotta finish. Took me one night. It's 2.5 by 2.5. And I said, instead of another chart, I really need a scanty cucumber. So she threw that in. So let me know if you're interested, and we'll do a giveaway. And then finally, if you stayed with me this long, I have news. I have exciting stitchy news for me. I'm going to market. I'm going to market, and I am beyond excited, and I don't believe I'm going to market. So story time, backstory. Last year, I had been talking with Misty and Barbie. We'd been doing the Prairie Schoolers stitch along, and we chat all the time. So we were chatting, and they both went to market as store owners because they both have Etsy shops. But their goal was, yes, they're going as a store owner, and they might buy some charts to sell on their shop, but now the other cat's drinking my water. The goal was to kind of scope it out, see what they would need to then later go as designers. How many charts do you bring? How do you set them up? What's all the little specifics that you would need as a designer? And I joked with them. I said, when you guys go in the future, because it's going to happen, if you need a second person in your room, you just let me know and I will hop on a plane and go to Tennessee. And left it at that. So then this year, I knew that they were both on the wait list, because market, I think, again, I'm not a designer, but I think how it works is if you go, you kind of have first dibs to re-reserve your space, and then when there's cancellations, they take off the wait list. So they were both on the wait list. And I think it was September or October, on our little group chat, up comes Barbie. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just got into market. Who's coming to help me in my room? And once I picked myself up off the floor, it was like, yes, please. We will talk specifics. And then I kind of, like, it was there, but it wasn't really real yet. And I had the colonoscopy and all the stuff going on in my head to get through. And then Misty was planning on going again as a buyer to scope it out again. And then a week later, she got in. So I'm going to be Barbie's number 2 in her room, 413. Come see us if you're going. I'm ecstatic. I just can't wait. So I have my ticket. It's all official. First weekend in March. I think I leave on the 5th. So I'll be there to help. Like I said, I'm her number 2. Whatever she needs done, I will do. I will restock. I will check out. I will go fetch lunch. Whatever she needs done. And Misty, so we're in one room on the corner, I think, or I don't know. Misty's like 6 doors down. So it could not be better. I'm so excited. I get to spend the whole weekend with Misty and Barbie. I've met Misty in person once. But just for dinner, right? A couple hours. We get to spend like 4 days together. So it's going to be so much fun to get to know them better in person, to be able to meet some of the other designers. I'm sure there'll be times when, you know, I'll be able to go out and do some shopping and meet some people. We're staying right at the hotel, so once it closes down for the night, people will be milling about. Never in a million years did I think I would be going to market. I will just put it that way. So I can't wait. I know some other Flosstubers are going. I know Jordan, Little Stitch Girl, is going, kind of like they did last year, to check it out, see what's what they would need to do. So I've already told them, come up to 413. We'll be there. Jody Rice of Satsuma Street is like in between us. That's exciting. We are actually, I looked at the chart, we're right below the Blackbird Designs room. So I'm expecting it to be a little loud up there with all the people clamoring around. So I can't, I'm too excited. So there you are. That's my news. I think that's everything. Except showing you Raven, because that's upstairs somewhere. I hope things are going well for people in the winter, and that it seems like it's been fairly mild for a lot of people. Not in Canada. You guys got bombed with all that snow. Or at least my side, eastern Newfoundland and eastern Canada. I'm just gonna stop rambling. All right, you guys, I will see you again in a couple weeks. Possibly 3, because that couple weeks is the week of the musical. I've been helping with sets and costumes, and the week of, I'm usually, because I'm home during the day, I volunteer to come in when they do the performance for the school in case costumes rip, and I have safety pins, and I just kind of help coordinate a little backstage so that it runs smoothly. I saw the performance last year like 7 times, and I'm sure I will again this year, and it will be great. They've been working so hard. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.